welcome and blessings. You're here at Ignite Humanity Live. I'm your host, Lady JB, and I am delighted to be here with you today. It's Tuesday. It's all about awakening. How can we awaken and inspire ourselves and wake up to new ideas, new possibilities, and what's available to us? Well, we're here on this show to inspire you and encourage you and give you the tools and ideas that you may need to move the needle in your life, to go forward and to do something so that you can ignite the lives of somebody else. And we all have to be thinking about what's possible on the planet, what's available to us, because as we awaken to what's happening in the world, we have to have the clear idea that we can do it. Every single thing available to us is possible. We just have to believe in it, set our mindset, and move in that direction. We're excited to be here today because we have an amazing guest that's going to share with you some powerful ideas as we awaken to what's possible in our lives. If you're sitting at home right now thinking, I'm not sure what I'm capable of, or I don't know, or it doesn't seem to be working out for me, we want to change that thinking right now by sharing some Ignite moments, things that have happened to our guests and to people that allows them to move forward in their lives. We all have Ignite moments. We all have challenging times. And yet it's those Ignite moments that inspire us and help us move in a trajectory that is going to make the difference. And many times it doesn't seem like it at the moment. But the reason we do this show is we want to show you that often your Ignite moment is the beginning, the precipice of the silver lining towards something awesome. And we all start with self. It begins with us because we are a mirror and we have the capacity to inspire others. And so starting right here, right now, right within you, what's possible for you, you make it possible for others to do the same. Well, if you're just seeing us for the very first time, we want to direct you to our website. IgniteHumanity.life is where we share all the things that we're up to. We're doing a movie, a docuseries, an incredible compilation book, and we are building homes overseas. If you'd like to be a part of that initiative, go to our website and check it out. And let me just share that we are super inspired because at the end of the month, we are off to Indonesia to build 2 classrooms in an existing school called the Ignite Possibilities Classroom of Hope and the Ignite Humanity Classroom of Hope, helping underprivileged children to ignite their lives in literacy. We'd love for you to be a part of that project. Every single dollar you donate actually buys a brick out of recycled plastic that is pulled from the landfills. It's an incredible initiative, and you could be a part of it, igniting the lives, igniting humanity. Go check out the link below. All right, without further ado, let's get to our guest because we have lots to talk about and lots to share. Maria Simone is a transformational business and funding strategist, speaker, executive producer, consummate deal maker, and author of the upcoming book. I can't wait to read it. Love Yourself Rich. She is the co-founder of Zen Moose Capital, a social impact fund that creates and innovates on purposeful media, technology, and real estate solutions. The Zen Moose portfolio of companies includes a number of media assets, including Telly Award-winning charity makeover reality TV show Operation Impact, Smart Moose NFT Impact Club, and the United Tiny Homes, one of the fastest growing affordable housing solution companies. It's amazing, and she is here to share all of it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Maria Simone. Happy to have you on the show.
I'm so happy to be here. I love speaking with you.
Thanks so much. I know you're super busy. You've been traveling. You're moving the needle on the planet. So I'm glad that you're here because we really want to hear from people of all different backgrounds, all different sources, all different ilks, because I believe that every single person has to be focused on igniting humanity. And if each of us is doing a small incremental amount, we are going to make a massive impact. Share a little bit about what you're passionate about and what's really on your heart these days, and one of the ways that you are igniting humanity.
I feel like, well, everything I'm doing is a culmination of everything I've done, really, since the time I was a young child. And I stepped into what I call my legacy work. It's like, what do I want to be doing the rest of my life? And I'm not someone who's had an idea for an invention, or I've never been like that. Mine were more aspirational as far as raising consciousness on the planet and supporting the creators and the innovators who have solutions to our most pressing problems, and becoming a bank for transformation. Like I had, it was mostly like as a supporter and a lifter upper. And so not everyone has, and I always say this to people, you don't have to have like this wild idea for, an invention or whatever. Just be plug into whatever is needed right now. So that's what we're doing. We have created, it's kind of a convergence of everything that we believe in. We believe the creators and innovators have solutions. So, and we wanted to provide support by way of funding. So we're building a fund, we're building an incubator, and we're making the solutions as well. Like we're looking at problems and saying, okay, we have a solution for this. Let's solve this problem. That's kind of how we're looking at things right now.
It's two very important things, and I think every single person watching can relate to it. One, support others, be the person to give encouragement, to offer a container where people can rise and improve. Even right down to a friend tells you an idea and you encourage them versus discourage them. You be a helpful, a compassionate, a good listening voice. And then the second part was really about making sure that you're into solutions, offering
Yeah.
solutions. I think that's really, really valuable. How can we share with our listeners a way to be solution orientated? Because a lot of us sort of dip into the problem right out of the gate.
Yeah, there's a lot of people wallowing in what's, they're looking at, oh, everything's breaking down, there's separation, we're doing this. And there's a lot of focusing on that. And really what's happening is I feel like there's kind of a breaking down of what's not working. So
Mm.
instead of focusing on the negative of what's not working, I get hopeful and excited about the possibilities of, what's to come. Um, and it's so much first of all, it's like it's devastating to keep it's just depressing to keep focusing on the problems. But really, if you really look, try to look neutrally and see what needs to emerge. Some of these breakdowns are creating more union in with people. There's more partnerships. There's new ways of doing business because of that. Because of COVID and some other things that have happened. So there is a transformation. So yes, I focus on what's emerging. For instance, we saw during COVID that there was really a housing crisis starting to emerge. There's an affordable housing crisis plus homelessness, was happening. And so instead of wallowing in that and complaining about it, somebody has to fix it, right? They should do something. Who's they? You or
Right.
they, people. Do so. So I got a download like, oh wait, tiny homes are very agile solutions. Let's use that as for the affordable housing crisis. And we literally went to work building a tiny home manufacturing company, and now we're part of the solution. And so we're having an impact and making money, and we're having fun, and we're not focused on the problem. We're actually just keep plugging into, how can we solve this problem? And it's so much more gratifying. And we can all do that in little ways, even in our community.
There were so many ands in there that I love. And we're helping,
And
and we're plugging in, and we're making sure, and we're having fun. And I love that because it's true. Many of us see a problem and we just complain about it. We just keep grumbling about it. You actually looked at a problem and thought, you know what? There is a solution to that. I can be a part of the solution. I'm going to step up and step in. And if I understand correctly, you didn't know how to make tiny homes. That wasn't your background. You just
oh no,
decided
that
like
wasn't my book.
you were
No,
going
this
to
is a
learn
COVID
and figure it
project.
out.
No, during COVID, people were building gardens and baking bread and doing, they were just kind of nesting at home. And I couldn't do a garden. My garden was like, I couldn't do all the things a lot of people were doing during COVID. And we literally put this together. I did not have a manufacturing background like this. I never built a house, but I did partner. And that's the other thing. It's really important. This is a perfect time in the planet to co-create with others. We should not be in isolation. There's so many resources out there. There's so many people that are getting the same vision that you are. So I invite everyone to be open to allowing others to support you and receive support. In fact, in Love Yourself Rich, the R stands for expand your capacity to receive. If you can learn how to receive more money, people, resources, all that, you're going to have everything you need. And so I put the plan together for a tiny home company, not knowing how to build a tiny home. And then out of the blue, a friend of mine I've known for 20 years called me, and she said, I know you do financing. That's my main thing. We have a fund. I know you do financing. Do you finance tiny homes? And I was like, what? Like, out of the
No
blue.
coincidence.
Exactly. It was so perfect. Well, it turns out she had the same vision. She had moved her family to Arizona, and they were partnering. They wanted to partner with someone to build tiny homes. Wasn't working out. So they wanted to do the manufacturing side. I had more the business acumen. We had money. We brought money to the table. We brought other resources. I brought new business, and we all four of us partnered together. And within 2 years, we're one of the fastest growing tiny home companies in the country. And we're the only company that can deliver within 90 to 120 days. So we are
That's
on mission
fantastic.
to solve this crisis. Yeah. So it happened. I mean, if you can, and that's another, you know, something I really recommend to people. We get so caught up in the how, JB.
Mm.
I don't know how to do this. So don't even get started. And you have to suspend all of that. If you're given a gift of a dream or an idea, it's worth it to explore it by way of saying, well, what if? You know, okay, what does this look like? Who can help me? Like, just open up to the possibilities that there's money for you to build whatever that is. There are people out there that have the expertise to support you. You know, the resources are always around you. And I think we just kind of we do a bit of self-sabotage when we don't allow for possibilities, right? We instead of saying, oh, I can't do this, I can't afford it, saying, well, what does it look like? How can I do this? How can I afford this?
I think that word receive is really important because a lot of us have been taught not to receive, not to take. I mean, right when we're little, like, no, someone offers you a cookie, no, say no, thank you. You don't need anything. Just, you don't receive. And I think that receiving helps support information, funding, data, learning, all of that is so important to move the ball forward. And I think that's a really valuable point. All of us need to receive and, of course, give in return, take our talents so that others can receive what we're good at. Let's go to the book a little bit. Tell me some of the other great principles, because receive is a wonderful one. What else you got hiding in that book?
Well, be more. I think I find that people are living more by default. They're living lives for others, obligations, what others think of them. And I don't think that's the way to be. I think you have to be very, intentional. Well, um, I stands for ignite your passion, ignite your just to have more energy. As you put attention on things, you want to summon, and I show you how to summon your energy for it. So if you're because what happens is when you step into something that you want to be doing, you think you should be doing, and you learn how to ignite your passion and energy around it, then you know you're on the right track. If you can't summon that, then you should be doing other things. And so I think it's really, it's kind of, so I teach people how to live more like in an energized state, more passionately, with more purpose. They don't even have to have a clear vision of what that thing is, but how to summon that energy. And then they know, how to step into whatever, what to walk away from and what to step into. C is more about consciously choosing. As I said earlier, people are living more by default. And so I inspire people and teach them how to consciously choose at every moment of the day exactly what you want to create. Because as you know, you will start living that life. The more you set your intentions and get clarity on what it is you want to be doing, the types of people you'd like to start meeting, they'll all around you, they'll all start showing up. But I think if we don't start consciously choosing more, as I said, it's all going to be by default. And how is more around allowing the how to happen. We try to control the outcomes too much, and that's not that's God's greatest joke, right? So
Hmm.
I think of just stepping into living the light, like start choosing the things that you want, even very basics of how the things that you want around your life, the people that you'd like to have, the work that you'd like to do. Be more conscious about it, and then without attachment, just start allowing those answers to start showing up. The right people show up. I believe that when we have an idea to do something in our subconscious, the universe, God, the divine, brings us everything that we need quite immediately. We don't even know, it's not even in our consciousness yet. We don't know that all the support is lining up. And the moment you bring something in your consciousness, you only have to look around, and it's usually, oh, wait, this person knows this. Oh, I already know this person. Oh, wait, there's all these investors around me. Like, they're already there. They're not very far. And so I teach people how to just it can be so easy when you just step into that, purposeful, more of a purpose and conscious living. So does
So
that
it's
make
kind of
sense?
a toggle between the knowing, like you know it, you don't think it, you don't wish for it, you don't pine for it, you don't beg for it. You have a knowing of this is what you want to do, this is where you're headed. And then there's a little bit of that surrender piece. Would you agree that you surrender and trust, and that you have the knowing to surrender that it is going to show up? Talk a little bit about timing, because a lot of people are super impatient. They feel like if it hasn't happened yet, they're doing something wrong.
There's I don't believe in linear time anymore. People are looking at you know, things have to happen in a certain timeline. I believe that um, timing is funny because it happens. You can start collapsing time by allowing others to support you. Everything happens in perfect timing, and so uh, the more you get hooked up on accomplishing something, then of course it pushes. It could push the time away. But I do find that um, when you're ready, all of a sudden, like, time collapses. I don't know if that makes sense, but don't get hooked up on linear time. Don't look at, even when we're doing business plans, when we're raising capital, or when we're doing things. Don't say, well, in month one, I'm going to do this. I'm going to accomplish this next month. Just establish your goals and your milestones, and don't get so hooked up on the time. Yes, time to help you move forward and do things, but don't have such high expectations of something happening by a certain time. So there's a whole, we could have a whole hour about that around timing. But
Exactly.
timing, I don't even, you're going to take me down a rabbit hole, and we probably don't want to go there. But timing is very magical, and that is actually very key. And
Yeah.
stop judging yourself. The more and by the way, the love is the container that you put this all in, and the love stands for, is really about um, having more self love, having patience, not judging yourself. I mean, you have to just give yourself a break when all this is happening. So the more detached you can be for the outcomes, the more you can relax around it, the more that that everything's going to work out. It's all going to work out. The more, the faster things come to you. And so that's really the importance of love. And I think that takes into consideration the time aspect as well.
It's such a great point because many of us do get caught up on the timing. We do get caught on the achievements. We get caught up on what other people are thinking of us, what's going on in
Always.
social media, or how somebody else did it, how somebody else accomplished it, somebody else's timeline. I know that as a woman in business and obviously very successful, you've probably been in situations where you felt that you had to compare yourself or meet a certain expectation. Now I know that that's not the case for you. Any advice that you have for people who are feeling like, I want to step forward, I'm not really sure how to get started? Can you waken up some ideas on ways that people can just begin? I always say the hardest step is the first step. How do you inspire people to just begin starting their dream?
JB, that's a great question. And I think going back to, people don't get started because they look at the success of others, and they tend to, judge themselves. Maybe there's some envy, and oh, I can never do that. And I remember when I encourage people to flip that script, flip the narrative, and the more we can appreciate others, the more we can give them our love and celebrate their success. Number one, the faster it's going to happen for us. So instead of feeling that way, actually, you can reach out to some of these people. This is a good time when you want to get started in something. It's a good time to reach out to anyone that could support you in giving you some mentoring advice. Now, you want to feel comfortable with that person, as far as you don't want to feel like uh, someone may have an agenda about you. But if you feel comfortable with someone, even if it stretches you, I tell people, aim higher. So go look at people that you're emulating, that you'd like to be at, and follow in their footsteps. Reach out to them. And the perfect question to ask is, I'm starting something new. Could I get 15 minutes of your mentoring?
Mm.
Someone who's successful, someone who's been very blessed with accomplishment or whatever, they're not going to be, they're not going to
Stingy.
deny you that.
Stingy with their time.
Stingy is the word. I was going to say another, but they won't be stingy, and feel very appreciative that you've asked. So this is a great way to allow others to give back. So
And a
I
great
always
way to
approach people.
and a great way to set the precedent for when you reach an accomplishment, not be
Yes.
stingy with your time and give back. Really is the ultimate example of what we're doing to ignite humanity. We're giving, we're sharing, we're offering. It doesn't cost any money. We're supporting, we're helping uplift people. I want to take a few minutes to just ask a little bit more personal question, we always love to dip in slightly to people's ignite moment. Was there something in your life that really became the spark for this passion that you have to do the work you do?
I've had very distinct I've had three very distinct things that happened in my life. Number one, when I was 5 years old, I was paralyzed from the neck down, and it was a very painful experience. And I was all I could do was move my head. I was just a little girl, and I thought I had like done something wrong, like I had offended God or something. And I just was miserable, and I wanted to die. And I was just laying in bed. And one night, it was a beautiful story, but I had a visitation by Angel Gabriel, and angels are very it's a very fierce energy, but I wasn't scared. And so the message that I got was, get uh you're not going to die, you have great things to do, get up, get up. And that was really part of a spontaneous healing, because shortly after that I started moving around, and then I was walking right after that. And so that was a very profound experience, but I was left with, oh, okay, I gotta go, I gotta get going, I have great things to do. So like, since then, I've always knew that there was something for me. And it's in all of us. We all
Yeah.
have that. I just happened to get, a direct message about that. And he actually, I got the message again later on, years later, but it was a more universal message telling people, get up, wake up. The other time was when I had a bit of a health scare, and I was getting burnt out. I had a very successful career in healthcare, but in my soul, I knew I was meant to do other things. But I was so comfortable, and I didn't, I would have had to. It was very scary to think of making a big change at that point, because I wanted to start new businesses, get on my own. But I had been very comfortable in what I was doing, even though I wasn't happy in it. And so it's contemplating, how do I leave this? And which a lot of people do. I think they stay too long in a situation they need to move on from. And I had a bit of a health scare. And fortunately, I'm fine, but I had to. There was about 4 weeks before I had to go for a biopsy for something. So in that 4 weeks, I said, "What am I doing? Like,
Right.
I may, right? It's like, snap out of it. Like, this is your chance." And so, really, that moment propelled me. So I made a 6-month plan to resign from my career and step into my own business, like, full time. But it actually turned into 6 weeks. I transitioned. So once I made the decision to allow myself to have it, I was committed to it. I started making a plan. It just happened fast. And that's the whole part of collapsing time as well. And so that's, part of the energy that I put onto it. And then the third part was more recently. I had a successful platform as a speaker and consultant, and I was hosting live events and doing the thing that, and I loved it. I was sharing, I was teaching, but I was thinking, I think there's more, there's more. I should be doing more. And all of a sudden, I went through a transition in my life where my whole platform, uh, like, collapsed. Somebody had broken all my pages, and it was kind of being a menace, and did a lot of damage. And in that moment, I said I would have to rebuild everything. And I said, wait, maybe I'm meant to quiet things right now. And so I
Mm.
took a chance, and that was, I just pulled back from everything. And in that quietness and creating the space in my life, and giving myself the chance to not, like, just hustle, right? And know that I would be okay. This Zen Moose Capital was birthed, all these other things was birthed. And so that was very profound. And so that was those are three major ignite moments for me. Um, and I want to say something, going back to, um, people judging themselves. It's really important to know sometimes during these times, and it was really hard for me not to judge myself. Like, oh, look at my friends wanted to do an intervention. They're like, wait, you're not speaking out. You're not out there speaking. You're not doing this. I don't see you on social. Like, what's going on? Like just okay. It was like everyone was freaking out, like I wasn't around. But this is the advice that I give to people. You have to create space in your life for your biggest transformations. If you're going to change careers or change something, you need that space for the magic to happen. And sometimes when it's quiet or we think things have fallen apart, it's not that. We judge ourselves. We think we're failing. We're comparing ourselves to others. You think of yourselves as, you're pulling back the bow of an arrow. And that inertia, that slowing down, that space, that's not you failing or stopping. You're actually pulling back so you can be more powerful. Because when you shoot that arrow, you're going to be unstoppable. It'll be
Mm.
we're going to make such a ripple effect on the planet. But if we don't do that for ourselves, we're always going to have these floppy arrows just aimlessly going out there. So I always try to remind people of that.
I love that. Ding, ding, ding. Like, that is so awesome. And of course, you're an angel because you're on the show sharing that advice with me, giving me, and I'm listening and I'm taking it in. And I love it because I actually am doing the same, thinking of taking a little bit of downtime this summer to just really enjoy. And you're right. Pulling back the arrow is creating that momentum, bigger, better, stronger, more aligned and more focused, and such a beautiful analogy. Well, folks, if you want to connect with Maria, here is her website. You can find out more about what she is doing. She's also going to be a guest on the Legacy Lounge, my other TV show that I do on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We talk about legends and creating legacy and how we build a business that is going to support others and how we step into the power of doing something that creates a ripple effect on a bigger magnitude. We're going to talk to Maria more about that. You can tell she has a plethora of information and is extremely inspiring. If you want to know more about how to reach us at the Legacy Lounge, we'll put the link below so that you can sign up to be a part and get a backstage pass to see myself and Maria. Thank you, darling. Love having you on the show. Big hugs and kisses. We'll see you in the lounge next time. And I can't wait for us to be in person and hug each other.
Thank you.
Thank you, darling. Take care. Well, folks, I love the analogy of pulling back the arrow because that means you can just get more pinpointed on what it is that's exactly important to you. And Maria gave so much good advice about not being so hard on yourself, giving yourself space and time to really unfold and produce what it is most important to you, to love yourself, to love what you do, to love your work, to be in a container of love so that that love energy really radiates to you and others. And that's going to inspire people. You want to have momentum. You want to believe it's possible. You want to know that it's capable for you. And it certainly is. Each and every one of us was born so magnificently, given so many gifts, and you have all of those, the potential inside of you to do exactly what it is you want. To surround yourself with the right people, get great mentors. I encourage you to get great books that inspire you, including Maria's, and just really give yourself the service, the belief, the benefits of truly nurturing you, because that is what is going to ignite humanity. All right. Well, if you want to know more about what we're doing and some of our other mentors and episodes, please go to our website. We do have a fantastic platform also that allows you to see each and every episode and each and every interview completely free. We want to make this accessible to you in every possible way. And every day we have guests Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, or Mountain Time, 11 Eastern, where you can see people igniting humanity and be inspired by them. And of course, if you'd like to give to our charity, we'd love for you to donate. And also, if you want to be on the show, fill out our type form and tell us what you're doing to ignite humanity, because we would love to showcase you. We want different voices. We want people from all over the planet. We want to hear how you are igniting humanity and just how you got there. All right, blessings, everyone. Take care. Have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.